People, they're scared to do these things and create a better life for themselves because we aren't taught it as kids.
Why do you think that is, though? It must be because the system wants to suppress and keep people at a certain level.
BP actually created that
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
shift the blame
Genius.
from
Genius.
the oil companies back onto the individuals, because they knew that guilt was the best way to shine the light on people and not on them.
Traps people, doesn't it?
Right?
Shifting
And
the focus.
I've got to give it to them. It's bloody brilliant.
Founded the Global Discovery Program leading the New York initiative. During university studies, you founded the Communications. It's an international sponsorship business based in the Asian Pacific with a team of 100 people in 4 different countries. I mean...
I know, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I look back.
Welcome back to Freedom Impact Trust, and we've got 2 very, very special guests on today. They are incredible people, and they have done so many different things throughout their entire life.
It's mind-blowing, actually.
It really, really is. From such a young age, both of them have hit mile marks throughout their careers. So congratulations to both of them. We've got Sue Fennessy and we've got Rio Ferdinand OBE on with us today. How are you both, guys?
Good, thank you. Good,
Great.
Excited to be here?
Yep. In between meetings, we're just getting stuff done. It's good.
I know, you literally are both your business people. I mean, we have got like a half an hour slot now with you, and you've both been like, we've got to run out straight after, we've got meetings after, we've got meetings before, life's good, life's going on. But I want to do a quick intro for both of you. Now I've had to...
the intro was like Wikipedia, and then super hot on LinkedIn, obviously, Sue, you love it. But some of these things that here, I know you guys have done a lot, especially with Rio, with your foundation and everything, but not actually understanding how many partnerships you've got with so many different people in so many different industries. It was mind-blowing.
Yeah, it truly.
You want to take your
Well,
way.
I want to throw you guys through a couple of little things that these guys have done. When I say little things, they're absolutely gigantic, and I mean they're mammoth things. They've broke records in all industries. So Rio Ferdinand, let's just say he made his debut on the year that I was born, 1996. His Premier League debut.
I feel old today. Wow.
Right, we'll scrap that then. We'll take that out then. He's only 21, really, both of them. So yeah, you made your debut then. You played 81 times for the English national team. 81 times, Rio. Can I just say, how is it playing for England?
It's everything any kid dreams about. If you're dreaming about playing for England, it's that and more. So I was lucky.
I like that. You went from West Ham United, breaking the record, selling for £18 million to Leeds United. Then you broke the record again, getting sold for £30 million to Manchester United.
Dad was happy about that. I actually remember that.
Yeah, you are a Manchester United supporter, aren't you?
Well, Dad was, I'm not really a football guy. I shouldn't really say that. I'm more F1.
So you were the most expensive footballer at the time, which can we just have a round of applause for you? Well done.
It's like nothing now compared to what they're getting now.
Times
Not
are
a
different
Saudi
though.
team now.
Yeah, monies are different, aren't they? Times
Exactly.
different, you know. You broke the record then, and then unfortunately, records are there to be broken, aren't they? Really.
Exactly.
So yeah, in the football, you've there it is. Let me read some of the stuff off here. You've won Team of the Year 4 out of 5 years when you're with Manchester United. Pretty good. What can I say?
What happened the 5th time?
We won't talk about that, Sue.
It's like, no, I retired in 2015. I'm out.
What did
not
happen
sure.
there, Rio? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not
You
sure.
weren't playing them,
I
were
must have
you?
been injured or something like that.
Oh, which is absolutely fantastic. And Sue, let's just throw it over to you for a quick bit. Here we go. Born in Melbourne, Australia. We got an Aussie out there. Absolutely beautiful. Youngest student to attend their international program am I saying this right? Monash University. You are the CEO of WeAre8. You founded the Frontier Group Limited. Founder CEO of Standard Media Index SMI in 2009. Founded the Global Discovery Program leading the New York initiative. During university studies, you founded the Communications. It's an international sponsorship business based in the Asian Pacific with a team of 100 people in 4 different countries. I mean...
I know, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I look back. I think I was 21. I mean, really, like, no clue.
So you were 21 and you did that, and you had like, we were in 100 people, staff underneath you in 4 different countries. Like, where did that even start? Or do you not even know? Was it just a ball rolling scenario?
Do you know what? I do actually think you're put on this earth and you're just meant to do certain shit. And somehow, if you go with your gut, and you work really hard, you just get it done.
But how do you get 100 people though? Like I think for me, it's hard to understand how you get 100 people. When do you wake up and go, wow, there's 100 people working for me? Or have you planned that out?
I didn't plan it actually, Rio. But I did start in my bedroom in North Dandenong and I didn't really know what I was doing, but I saw stuff that was broken. So things that are broken, if there's a better way to do it, I can't let it go. And so I just saw that and thought, we can do this better. And started in my bedroom and then grew over 7 years to 100 people. And that was a great group of people. And I was so young. And so the great thing about being really young and naive is you're scared of nothing.
You just do it, don't you?
You just get it done. And in those days, it was so sexist. I remember.
Well, this is what I wanted to come to actually, Sue. You being a woman, I mean, it's hard. It's harder to do that.
Yeah,
Everyone's
but you know
always said
what?
that, and you've smashed it. You've nailed it. Look where you are.
Oh, I don't know. In those days, you just couldn't complain. You just had to suck it up. I remember when I worked in radio before I started my business, my manager would yell across the room, "Hey, legs 11, how's it going?"
Wow.
Right? And I just used to say, "Shut up, you dickhead." And in fact, under my breath, to myself, I would say that, because in those days you just had to suck it up. And the biggest thing to me was just win the game.
Yeah.
You know what? There was no space for complaining. Get the show on the road and win the game. And now I feel more committed. I mean, the stats are there in our industry, in technology, in media. Women of all funds in VC, women get 2% of funding. We've gone down from 2.7. This is one of the reasons I love you, Rio. I mean, you fight for what's right, and whether that's sexism, racism, I mean, right deep in your heart, you fight against injustice, and I love that.
Ria, can you talk about your foundation actually? Because that's one of the things. You're not just a footballer; you are a businessman. You've got a restaurant out in Manchester. You've created your foundation to look after so many different people and actually tackle race and on all other things and inequality. And it's quite amazing. Talk a bit about that. How did that all come about? Why did that come about?
I think it was really kind of an idea that came out of just watching my mum be someone who was really, really kind of fully immersed in the community that we lived in. She was always looking to help people. If there's a problem, she'd step out and she'd always help people all the time. And that was just something that was kind of embedded in me through watching her. And so when I got to a point when I was playing football, and I understood that you're in the spotlight, you've got leverage now, you'll be able to unlock a few things, help a few people. How can you do that? And so a foundation was born out of that, really. And so my mum was a part of it in setting it up. And the main thing for us at the beginning was to try and just get kids back into education. Yeah. Kids from disadvantaged backgrounds, council estates like Sue and myself. So we started doing that. We saw quickly that kids from those backgrounds, also kids in general, education can be quite mundane and quite boring for many people, the way the curriculum is at the moment especially.
100% agreed.
Like my mum was doing a curriculum that I'd done. My granddad probably done a similar curriculum to me. Like, so it's archaic, right? It's crazy.
It's like when the system doesn't work, but you're still doing the exact same thing. You're like, well, why is it not changing? Because the system hasn't changed.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So to engage young people, we realised that you need to give them some sort of a carrot, and the carrot is an opportunity. Yeah. And so a lot of the partners that I have through my commercial relationships that I have with like BT, with Warner Brothers, with Kiss FM, the Jockey Club now, which is obscure. But the great thing is when they see that there's a job opportunity at the end of it, not a job, but an opportunity to get into a job through doing this part of the education, you get pure engagement and kids that want to go out there, and the energy is very different. And I think the Jockey Club's a good one, because you look at the Jockey Club and you think kids from disadvantaged backgrounds up and down the country do not go into the horse racing world.
No, absolutely not.
But the parallels of the jobs that are around horse racing are transferable. The jobs, they're so transferable, the skills, whether it be for F&B, working with people, helping people, whether it be doing maybe a lot of the kids from those areas, from the research we've done, they love sport, they love entertainment. If you want to do something in football, you can't be the footballer most people, but through working with a jockey club, you're working on the grounds, you're working on the turf.
And working with the animals
That can be
themselves as well, like
transferable
some of
to
it.
being now in football, which you've got a huge passion for. And you're working at a football club, in a training ground, or at one of the stadiums, working with the turf. So there's so many transferable skills. And so any business is a great business for us to partner with, because we can see transferable skills through different industries.
And see, because talking about, like, obviously you invested in movies as well, and kind of doing the media and the music and the radio,
Yeah.
like that
Fucked up.
again. Well, we'll talk about some of the fucked up things, because Kurt's got a whole list of them. He was like, "Oh,
One
did you know
day-
this about Rio? Did you know this?"
Yeah.
I didn't, but I now do, Curtis.
Yeah, well, you've also done 6 books as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Which
Is it 6, yeah?
I believe it's 6. It could be more, but
That's what the internet says
A
anyway.
couple of them are in the bargain bucket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That bargain basket.
You'll be Lord Rio Ferdinand in a minute,
Well, if WeAre8,
You'll be-
well, when WeAre8 does what it's here to do, then I will be.
right? Actually, then you'll be
We all
president
will
of the
be,
world.
actually.
What's right, Rio? What's one of the best things that you've done? Like for you right now, off the top of your head, just thinking about it, best thing you've done for you, most heartwarming moment.
Oh.
Stumped him here.
Stumped me,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've got you.
Winning a World Cup.
No,
Did
I
you
won a
win a World
Champions
Cup?
League. I think winning stuff is great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
That in terms of like career, winning like the Champions League and the Premier League, they're great things. But I'm proud of my foundation. I have to say, I'm really
Yeah,
proud of
yeah.
how we've had 10,000 young people that have gone through it in 10 years. But then it takes me to like WeAre8 in the building we're in now, WeAre8 and meeting Sue. I feel very blessed to have met Sue, because I now have an opportunity to kind of scale the amount of people that I can impact.
Yeah.
I can't do that
Yeah.
normally. I ain't got the resources to be able to. I've got so much resources, but I haven't got enough to really go and, well, we're going to do 1 million people in the next 10 years.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
impossible.
And that's where we are.
That's where WeAre8 comes in.
Comes in. Sue, throw it at us. WeAre8. Hit us up.
Tell us what you've done. This woman's created
Amazing
crazy technology that
Yeah.
people
You're the
need to
person
hear.
that's brought so many people together, and so many people that probably wouldn't have met each other, like us, ourselves. I would see Rio play football and that, but I don't think we'd have probably ever crossed paths. And now we're in this crazy world with the same focus, same goals at heart to actually really help so many people. And like we don't have foundation stuff like that, but we know through WeAre8 we are helping so many different people and charities, and knowing that is kind of actually happening right now. But you wake up in the morning, you donate your small amount to a charity. It's the most heartwarming feeling ever. And I feel like if somebody is listening to this and hasn't downloaded WeAre8 or hasn't heard of them, as soon as you do, it's kind of like, okay, there's a cause. I know that I'm moving in the right direction.
The app represents the lady which created it, Sue. Wild,
Thank you.
crazy, and
Do
the
you-
most amazing thing
Oh
ever.
God, how crazy can I? And by the way, love you guys. You're so awesome. And I just, you know, the thing is, I love football. Actually, love's a very
Are
strong
you any good
word.
at it, Sue?
It's a strong
I
word.
actually look at Rio and I think, or I look at football and I love its power
Yeah.
to galvanize. I mean, there's 3.2 billion football fans on the planet out of 8 billion people. And so I look at Rio and I think, you know, you may have been the best footballer on the planet. You led Man United to
I was a
victory.
good defender.
You led
Good defender.
the best defender, the
And
best. Well, I'm
goalkeeper,
going
I
to say the
heard
best
all the
footballer
time.
on the
Yeah.
planet. But the way I look at it, I can't wait till you win that fucking Nobel Prize, Rio, because the reality is, if football has the power to unite, then football, together with our technology, which is built to unite, and the first step is just 1%, 80 million people on the planet. 1% of 8 billion is just 80 million people. And we can solve the world's biggest problems with just 80 million people watching 2 ads a day. Yeah. And what we did was, and so I see that, Rio, I see you as not, brilliant footballer, led the biggest teams. Now I see you uniting the world at a time when the world really needs it. And so when I built this data business in New York, I was living there. I saw digital advertising hugely broken, and then just social media as it was is dividing our world, dividing our societies, dividing our communities, dividing our families. We have generations of young people in their rooms scrolling for 4 to 6 hours a day. And I just became obsessed with there has to be a better way.
You did a talk late last year for I don't know if you'll remember it, for the Sustainability magazine, and you were there, and there was one, I've got it wrote down here, this was the best. There was a guy, you said, oh, does anyone want to ask a question at the end? You were like, there's a really nice lady, perfect question. Then some guy went, he had to be like, end on a low. And you were like, oh, great way to end on a high. And
Did I say something controversial? Probably. Oh God!
You literally
Don't take
went
me
to
anywhere,
him.
AJ.
No, it's perfect. You went, I love the skeptics at a party, and you ended the whole of it with that because you went through all the information, all the data, showing how Rio's following could help so many people through financial freedom in an aspect of actually providing meals. And then this guy at the end was just hit you down with everything. But the one thing was to know that was like 1% of the room there. He was thinking that, but deep down, you know that he will download the app, he will get on board, and when he realizes what it is actually doing, it is changing people's lives.
And I don't care if he doesn't, because guess what? We only need 1% of the human population to go, oh shit, I want to be part of social media that's uniting. I want to change the world. I want to feel valued every day, and I want to watch a couple of ads, pay my Spotify, pay my mobile bill, and donate to charity. And that's the thing. By the way, I thought he was nearly going to get stabbed by a couple of people in the room, which was just a beautiful thing. Look, we're living at a time when there's technology out there that connects us, but it's never empowered us, united us, or shared with us. And that's fucked up. So we're going to... I realised I've sworn about 5 times, Rio.
It's fine. Well,
forgive me. It's only a Wednesday, and normally I don't hit this level by Friday. But we've got 6 years, right, until the damage we've done to our planet is irreversible, and we're all just sitting around posting on Instagram.
Can we talk about the numbers then? Because you spoke about it in lockdown, like how much Facebook, that 500 billion, I think it was 2022.
$120 billion.
100 went straight into their pocket, direct.
Right in their pockets by serving us ads. And the ads don't even really work. Everyone's getting interrupted. And so we share that in our model. You can watch an ad if you want. If you don't, just be part of the community because we're changing the world anyway. And if you do, you get money in your pocket and you can use it to pay your Spotify or donate to charity.
And this is one of the special things as well. I know you were saying like 8 million people go hungry in England, and we can stop that through this app. If everybody's on there and we all are earning, we all watch a couple of ads a day, you can get up to £1 a day. That could be £30 a month. You could pay off your phone bill, could give it to charity, or you could cure hunger. If we had everybody on the app, if we had 8 million people there, we all donated £1 to World Hunger, to hunger in the UK or whatever, we can stop people from going hungry. It's as simple as that.
There's enough.
It's so
that's what people say though. That's like when people go, well, what does WeAre8 do? And I'm sitting there thinking, like, there's a lot of things it can do, but it can actually, like you say, it can solve big crises that are going on, not only in the UK, but around the world, if there is a coming together. If you do come and unite on this platform. Sue mentioned it, it's a great point. All platforms out there are there to kind of divide a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's what happens through debate, through conspiracy theories, etc. This is a place where you come to be unified in your approach to tackle massive world issues. Simple as that.
And actually see your friends, like,
see your friends.
You go on Instagram, or you go on all these other platforms. It's like
the algorithm.
Do I even remember seeing this person, following this person, and then you realise it's a random ad that looks like something else, and then you lose the reason why you thought you go on there. You thought you go on there to actually become closer with your friends and your family. Whereas if anything, like having that phone in your hand at a dinner table removes you from it. Like so many people sit there, you'll go out and you'll feel even more so lonely on your own because you're getting removed from the moment.
For so many months, I don't know what's happening on Instagram when I was on there, and I was seeing people and going like, who is in my account following these people? That's what I kept saying, because I've not followed this weirdo or like this lunatic. I don't follow you. The algorithm, that's who's pushing it to me. It took me ages to realise.
And you should, when you see what it's pushing to our kids,
then
it's great. We're launching this thing called the love button. Don't get too excited.
Oh, I was going to say, elaborate.
But basically, on the love button, what we realised is that
What's going through Rio's head?
what we realised is on all the other platforms. In fact, you gave me this idea because we were talking to our kids and we realised our kids post or don't post very often, and the odd time that they do post, they're really stressed because they're waiting to see how many likes they get.
Oh, it's
and be judged.
horrendous.
Yeah.
So nothing is in your control. You're putting yourself out there. You don't even know who's going to see you post, and you're waiting for the likes and comments. So we thought, fuck that. That is just completely shit. How do we take the world back into our control as individuals? Because at the moment, the world is judging us and waiting for love to be received. Well, guess what? The world changes and is more joyous when you give love.
Yeah.
So our love counter, when you're loving other people's content, loving the creator's content, giving the love, your love counter goes up. And you're going to see a little summary compilation video every week of your amazing profile, the love you give, the impact that you're making, the change you're making, then zooming in and reconnecting with you with the world. Because we're not celebrated as human beings for the love we give.
Yeah.
And that's where it all starts and ends.
Who's the biggest
really.
lover on WeAre8?
Who's got the biggest love button? I'd like to know. This is going sideways by Wednesday. Clearly, I'm really overtired.
But it's making us
I
smile
want
and we're in
the biggest
conversation.
love button. Everyone, just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Hit Sue's love button, everyone,
Sorry,
please.
no.
You've heard it here.
Sorry. Sorry. Can this not come back and haunt me?
Quick, we'll change.
again?
Okay, we'll change focus a little bit.
Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors.
Yes, FINT. You can launch your brighter future today, so head over to their website and register your interest.
Zero tolerance, because this is one thing that WeAre8 is so good with.
That's what I love about the app. I love this about it, yeah.
And the kind of the AI software, when you're doing the comments, when you're doing that, it allows you to talk and give love, but you wouldn't even consider, because the people on there are so good in the first place, but the zero tolerance factor is so good.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest drivers for me as well. Obviously, we've both got kids, impressionable ages ranging minor from 16 down to 0. On Monday, yeah. But
Congratulations to that, Rio.
Thank you very much. I just stuck it in there. But round our breakfast table, dinner table, whatever, when we're either on the sofa watching TV, one of the biggest conversations is around social media, and it's normally one of them has messed up. So
how do you actually? I don't have kids, and I'm not in that situation, and I've got strong skin, and I've got my support network, which is my family and my best friends. So if there is any hate or anything,
brother.
yeah, and AJ sometimes.
Yeah.
No, and AJ.
I'm just a
absolutely.
diary. I'm just a business person in diary. I
But
feel like
I try not to read comments or negative things. But as a young kid, you are so impressionable. Like you said, how do you actually teach your kids to deal with this? And if they are getting any negativity or anything through social media?
I wouldn't want to be at school now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always said to them, like, there's going to be negativity, but it's about where are you looking to go in life? What are you looking to achieve? And that's got to be your main focus. It's like being at school, but just it's a bigger scale of people that maybe have the ability to penetrate you. But at school, do you let anyone derail you? Hopefully not. It's going to be the same on social media. But I mean, I look at it from a perspective of, if those 3 black boys who missed penalties for England in the Euros were so brutally obliterated on social media without any protection, felt naked, felt on their own, felt anxiety coming through, etc. They have all the big resources, all the football clubs, national team all around them, all support of the nation, of most of the nation behind them, and they were still feeling all them things, feeling all them emotions. Imagine a young kid at school with no network of friends and family, with no real good friend groups, with no teacher maybe that's aware of what's going on, no confidence.
And
how
being
must they?
fed.
Yeah, how must they feel in those situations? And we're relying on a social media platform to help protect people like that. Do you know what I mean? People in our positions, we don't really. Yes, we need to be protected, but really only should be on the big platforms to support those young people that don't have what we might have at our fingertips.
Well,
And they're being fed, harmful content
Yeah.
on top of that. So they're having to combat the hate, and the algorithms are fueling and feeding self-harm, damage, suicidal stuff.
Some of the stuff you see on your kid's phone, you sit there as a parent going, how has that got on my kid's phone?
Yeah.
Because I know she hasn't willingly, or he hasn't willingly gone out and gone, I want that type of content. Feed me that.
TikTok is one of the ones for
Yeah,
that.
it's a joke.
Definitely,
It's unreal.
If it hears you say something correct,
But it's sad that in our brain, like I don't read comments, never do, never have done, never really will, because I don't want to open the door for that side, and it's sad that you have to process that. Whereas on WeAre8, the first thing, like if we've done like a nice little dance video or something, I'd be like, okay, I will actually look at who's seen it and who's like in a positive way, not in a negative way, because you know that it's gonna be like, oh, that's nice, that person's seen it, or this, that, or the other.
That is one of the reasons that got me onto WeAre8 actually as well, was the fact that it was completely hate-free, and I didn't have to worry about what I was posting, didn't have to think, is this good enough? Are people going to like this? I don't have to worry about that.
Don't question it, you just
And
do
the
it.
interesting thing, I mean, look, we've got tech integrated inside it, so it monitors videos, images, comments, everything else. But we still want the robust conversation, because when you're living in a home where you're a social home, where you're respected, there's trust there, there's safety, then you can have the real conversations.
Yeah.
And if we've really got any hope at coming together as people, then we need to listen to each other and hopefully meet somewhere in the middle. You know, because we'll have different opinions on things and we'll disagree. And I don't know about you, but my family table, it's pretty
Conversational,
robust, right?
Shit happens.
Shit happens, and we talk about the hard stuff. And
Yeah.
I can ask you the hard stuff, Rio, and you, AJ and Curtis, you too, the hard stuff. And I feel safe enough to do that. And we need to get to a point where the conversation is actually more real, more robust. It doesn't,
But respectful.
but
Yeah.
respectful. Don't be a dickhead, basically. Don't be that person here. And
Let's talk about situations, but understand people's situations as well. I think.
Well,
is a key
respecting
thing.
people's
It's-
beliefs,
yeah,
but
it's-
like it's good to have an opinion, as long as like that's my opinion, but you're still going to respect their opinion.
yeah, and getting rid of you can't be anonymous on it. So there's a little bit you'll see when all of your viewers download the app. You have to say who you are. So
Yeah.
you can't be anonymous, and that gets rid of about 95% of it.
Yeah.
Because people, it's not like I'd walk into Rio's home and say, you know, something really rude. You'd say, get out of my house. And that's
Gone.
really what, gone. And so you should, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But Rio, I'd really love to have a conversation with you about X. That could be really confronting, and I know you, and you'd say, okay, bring it on, let's talk about it. And
Yeah.
that's the difference.
Yeah, we
right?
don't all have to agree. I think just it's normal in life that we're all going to disagree on things. We can be friends, we can be acquaintances, we can be strangers to each other. But if there's a topic or whatever and we don't agree, it's being respectful that you don't, in the way that you don't agree, and just putting your case forward is fine. That's wanted on the platform. But it's the toxic behaviours and the hatred that goes on that turns it.
And
when
this is why I
people-
think education needs to change. Truthfully, in my opinion, I feel like education needs to change from a young age. We need, now that social media is a thing, and it's clearly going to be a thing for the future, and hopefully they all turn more like WeAre8, because WeAre8 is, for me, it's one of the leading platforms because of the safety.
But they
on there.
won't, because they know that the hate
Doesn't make enough money.
it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah,
doesn't
but this
do
is
what
why I
they
think
want.
education needs to change. We need to start teaching kids how to be respectful to each other by telling their opinions, because we are such an opinionated race right now. Everybody wants to be so opinionated and have a comment on everything, but I think you can do it in a respectful and proper way, like we've all spoke about. And I think in schools we need to start teaching people this. I think we need to start teaching people finance in schools, how to look after their money, because we don't learn things like this as well. And especially as business people like yourselves, that's got to be hard, investing a lot of money into different businesses and this and that. People, they're scared to do these things and create a better life for themselves because we aren't taught it as kids.
Why do you think that is though? Like, why do you think like the curriculum, for instance, we said at the beginning of this, the curriculum is like probably from my granddad, and probably beyond that, very similar to what it is to the way our kids now are getting taught, right? It must be because the system wants to suppress and keep people at a certain level. And I think it's the same with tech. That's why people, it's money obviously, but they also want to keep certain people in a certain area in life, down here somewhere, where not too many people can jump up and sprout out. So giving you too much good, right information and the right environment will allow too many people to prosper.
100%. I think the TikTok thing's a crazy one. Like in China, they serve the kids educational adverts, educational content. It's all educational. Whereas in America and UK, they serve it just to dumb you down. Like they're actually educating their own to make them more intelligent. Whereas us, we become just stuck there watching. I don't know. I don't really watch it, but
and when
whatever
you're
it is,
fearful, right? I mean, I think the world is scared. People are scared. Are they going to get jobs? Is there going to be enough money? The world's going to end in 6 years. We're all completely stuffed. And you know yourself, when you get scared, you become the worst version of yourself.
Absolutely.
And when there's fear, you go to a place of, you know, fight or flight. And so
we become very defensive, don't you? Like
everyone's being the worst version. And so, and the old system is thriving. I think the funniest thing about the old system, if we're saying that's, you know, governments all around the world or whatever's sort of controlled humanity.
Banks, government, the whole lot. Yeah.
But above that, what's bigger than that is TikTok and Meta and the big tech platforms, because they've almost taken a layer, they've gone a
influence,
world
isn't it? Influence.
up, right? And so that's the system we're living in now. They control, you know,
they're shaping.
Money.
They're shaping conversations. They're shaping opinions. They're shaping policy. Like they're doing everything.
Totally.
It's crazy.
And we're voting with our time. We think it's a big deal. We've got election year next year. We're going to be voting in the UK. We're going to be voting in the US. But the reality is we vote every day with our time.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. And we've voted in Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, guys, as our global controlling dictators. And that is the world. And that's what I kind of think. I think there's a really fun thing about getting all of you and saying, actually, I'm voting for a better way. I'm voting for the world that I want to live in. And I don't think it's going to take much for us to go, oh my God, is this really going to work? Because it only, you know, when we were talking before about that moment where a teacher believes in you or a parent believes, or someone believes in you, or you see a moment where you think, holy shit, that's possible. And when you realize that 2 minutes, 80 million people, 100 million, 200 million, 500 million, 1 billion people spending just 2 minutes a day watching a couple of ads and standing united can for real end food poverty, end the water crisis.
I think it comes back to what you just said, Sue, like that fear. When somebody's like at their lowest point, they're trapped, they feel like they're in a hole that they can't get out of, then they kind of get stuck even more, so they turn to scrolling on social media. But knowing that this app is here, and I think the one thing is, how did this app come about? Because we spoke about this at one point, I remember quite a while back, and you felt like you wanted to bring it out 5 years before you did, but you felt like it was the wrong time because it was all about the greed side, and now it's kind of been more about people's eyes are opening up now. They're kind of being like, there is an opportunity out there, and people do want to have a kind of a bit of a greener footprint on their sides and want to help other people, I feel like now.
Yeah, it's funny when you talk about green footprint, actually, we were talking about earlier, there are so many things we're kept from knowing. You know, we've been talking about the system. You know, that whole idea of your own individual carbon footprint?
Yep.
You know that BP actually created that
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
shift the blame
Genius.
from
Genius.
the oil companies back onto the individuals, because they knew that guilt was the best way to shine the light on people and not on them.
Traps people, doesn't it?
Right?
Shifting the
And
focus.
You feel
I've got to give it to them. It's bloody brilliant.
yeah, it's brilliant, but it's really
But
fucking
it's
us in the face.
very scary.
So, right? And so, sorry, I really have sort of Rio. Rio's giving
It's
me the
passionate,
side look.
yeah,
Like,
the
you're
side eye.
letting loose, Sue Fennessy.
This ain't TV. Don't worry.
But, you know, we look at those big things and we are being used. We think we're independent individuals, and what a joke. I'll never forget, you know, you look at everyone on Instagram, or this promise of, I have this many followers, or I have this many. Well, no, you don't, because you actually can't even reach them.
Yeah.
When you post, you only reach 0.6% of your followers. They control you. They control us. We're all being manipulated in a giant system. And we're saying no, because the only thing, I'm convinced more than ever, the only thing that's going to work is the mobilization of lots of us at coming together and acting as a giant organism on our beautiful home planet Earth. So when you say I had this idea, WeAre8's an ecosystem where everyone wins. I mean, we've got a damaged world where people are the big losers. And the beautifully, if you think that BP thing was clever, look at Instagram. They held up a mirror and told you how beautiful you are, while where they're actually taking money out of your pockets underneath. So it's no different to what BP and the oil companies did. Or people don't even know that oil companies, the biggest byproduct is plastic. People don't know that oil companies make plastic.
Yep.
And so this whole idea of shining the light onto people to make it about you and make you insecure while we strip you of value, we're saying no. And the only way is to shine the light back on the system,
removing the smoke
the oil
mirrors
companies,
they put there,
the tech platforms, and collectively holding them accountable. So the only way that I thought we could do it is actually to build a better ad model. Because the only thing that will hurt these companies, it's not even government legislation, because they can't even drive that through.
Money.
There's no mass population holding them to account, the biggest celebrities, the biggest companies. Stop hate for profit. We saw the biggest companies in the world say, we're going to stop advertising on Facebook, and they did not change anything. And there was abuse going on. So none of that's going to work. The only thing that's going to work is if we take your money. And we're
did
going
you
to take
find,
your
like,
money.
obviously through SMI, like seeing that company grow and seeing how much money was put through all these, through Disney, through all these companies that advertise, is that what thought, well, actually, we can take that and do good with that?
Well, I mean, I look at the money going to media companies. I'm an old girl. And so I
21 years old.
see I see TV, and I always thought it was beautiful. I mean, we watched TV for free, and they bought us beautiful programs that they funded, and we watched TV ads in return for getting these amazing programs.
Yep.
Bewitched, Brady Bunch, all those programs that I grew up with and loved. The challenge is now people are creating all the content. Facebook isn't investing in, Instagram isn't investing in the content. They're taking, and people are the product. And so TV ads really work. And there was a beautiful value exchange. And so seeing at SMI, we saw the money go to the TV networks, but in a very short space of 10 years, we saw the money get sucked out of publishing, out of everywhere, and go to Meta. And their model didn't even work. And seeing them take $1 billion from charities, that's unacceptable. Charities during COVID were forced to put their more money with Facebook desperately trying to get money in at a time when they needed it, and none of it is shifting fast enough. And I think, look, it's very much just share the wealth. I saw the economic crisis in the US, credit card debt, student debt, economic damage at a level we've not seen, 50 million people that can't get food. And I just thought, oh my God, governments do not have the money to fix the problems. Who has the money? Tech giants. Your ad model's a bit fucked. If we take that on, we can redirect $120 billion back to people and charities. And then...
And that is a
boom.
Substantial amount, which will make a massive difference.
And all we have to do, watch a couple of minutes of ads. And so this whole, I just also like in the process that people are standing together and saying, no, not on our watch. Not on our watch. There's something, because if we come together and we can shift things just a bit, Oh my God! Then imagine
Big
what's
chance.
possible, Rio Ferdinand.
Right, I want to hit it. What's your message to the people? A short message straight away to the people. One off each of you, please.
You have more power than you imagine. Come on, join the party. Let's shake this shit up and change the world together.
Not the same as that. But no.
What she said.
Yeah, there's a multitude of ways to change a lot of big problems in the world right now, and WeAre8 is the conduit to that.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. It really, really is, to be fair.
What's the most exciting thing then, Sue, about seeing WeAre8 grow and actually travel from country to country now and actually properly taking over the world? What's your most exciting thing about seeing this happen?
The funny thing is, I never think about us taking over the world because I see myself always born in service. Like all I knew I had to do was build technology to redirect the money, and I've just got a job to do in this.
You see a problem and you just want to solve it.
I just want to solve it because I see us hurtling towards a giant brick wall and everyone's on the couch just arguing about how different we all are when we're all the same species.
Yeah.
We're all the same species. So sorry, I've forgotten your question now, AJ.
What's your most exciting thing about seeing it grow and well, launch in Australia, going to be America, and then we spoke about so many other markets?
I think on a personal level, I love the idea of playing chess better than those guys in Silicon Valley. And winning. Sorry.
I love that.
No, yeah.
But on a human level, we're leaving a world in a better place for our kids. And ultimately, I can only show up and do my best. Saw something that was broken, knew how to fix it, built technology to fix it. And we only need a small amount of people to make really dramatic change. And I think when people start really feeling the vibe of that, who wouldn't want to be part of that? It's more
And how easy it is as well. It's just easy to do.
This is the thing. It is truly so easy to do with the app WeAre8, and it's something that can constantly and continuously change the world day by day, year by year, for the rest of the time, really. It really can.
What's your most exciting thing? Like if there was a moment that you kind of look forward to.
Do you know what? Having 1% of the world's population on WeAre8.
Yeah.
Get to that point where we're in a room and we're at a table with different governments saying, right, you've got a big issue there. We can help you change that because we've got an army of people continuously making small actions every day by watching adverts on their terms when they want and forwarding money to big charities. And once we say we're going to align with, like, you've got a problem with water in your country, 10 million people can't get to water on a regular basis daily, we can help change that. Bang.
It really is
In a
putting,
day.
Yeah. It really is putting the power back in the people, and that is one of the mottos for the app, and it truly is that. It really is.
Because I remember when you said, Sue, so how many people would we need on the platform of WeAre8 before you'd get rid of all your other social media? I remember you asking these numbers.
What's your number?
I think
AJ?
I think I said, was it 8 million people, like, or something? I was giving like a massive target.
So that's just 10%
yeah.
of 1%. That's 0.1% of the human population, AJ. Come on.
good
I mean,
maths.
you've got that each. Haven't you? Each of you has
And that's
that.
the thing. It's like talking to people when you actually tell people and you go to a meeting or a dinner party or something. You say, "Oh, have you got?" Like we always talk about it every single time. Wherever we go, the first thing we can talk about is, "Oh, WeAre8," and people are like, "That sounds too good to be true." Well, it's like, no, just do it. It's not download it. Like, just do it.
The
Like,
thing is, it does sound too good to be true, but it actually is the case. Just watch a video, get paid for watching that video, spend it on charity or spend it on yourself, spread love.
Yeah.
Simple.
Exactly,
That is
exactly,
the
it's
app
true.
in a
Share
nutshell.
that love.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, I know, guys, that you are busy.
they're like straight away need to get to the next meeting.
I know you are very, very busy, and I've just looked at the time, so we may have just run 20 minutes into your next phone call and business
No,
meeting.
don't worry. It's
No,
fine.
thank you both. I mean, you are just
Great ambassadors as well.
yeah, really,
Ridiculous.
and awesome. Thank you for everything.
Oh,
No, thank you
Love
for
you.
everything.
No,
So
thanks a
much.
lot.
Yeah.
Enjoyed being on anyway, so thanks again.
So, and thank you for doing everything that you guys are doing, Rio, with your foundation. Congratulations with how it is, helping 10,000 people so far. Hopefully, you can make that into 1 million people that you've helped, and you can just keep on doing everything that you're
We'll
doing.
have to do another chat. We will 100%.
Oh, 100%. And,
Yeah,
and Sue,
definitely.
with WeAre8 and both of you and all of us
I
involved
reckon-
in it, it's awesome.
You've
Keep
just
on
made
doing
me
it.
think. I reckon we should have an 8 million. 8 million. If that's your number,
Yeah.
I reckon we're going to do it on here. What's your number, Rio?
People on the platform.
Yeah, when you just say "see ya" Insta.
Oh, I reckon. I'll say 10 million. We can round it off.
Okay, so
I'll
can
say
you join-
9.
If we get 10
million.
million people on when we get 10 million people on 8, I'm coming off other social media platforms.
That
Because the thing is, if you have 10 million people on the app, you know what that actually means and what that can do to so many charities and change so many people's lives.
And you're actually talking to more
brilliant.
like-minded. You're talking to like-minded people as well. You're talking
Yeah.
to people with the
Fraud.
similar mission to what you've got. You haven't got bots all over the place.
No.
Numbers aren't skewed.
So I
Totally
know for another
transparent.
time, Sue,
Yeah.
we need to talk about it, but something happened in Australia with an account, and what you did with it and with the knowledge was just, it was
got
so
picked up,
nice.
no one saw it, and we went to the police. Our CEO Lizzie took it to the police, and the police said, "What? Are you a social media platform that's actually sharing
Your data.
that this person should not?" Yeah, because they're
It was like and when you listen to it, you're like, of course, that's ridiculous. Why wouldn't anybody else do it? And it's like knowing that on WeAre8 you are justified. The zero tolerance is straightforward from the top
It's
down.
real.
Like,
Yeah, it's
no,
real.
we're gonna use your information and help protect the people that are on here. Like, it's unbelievable.
so 8 million, 9 million, 10 million,
8, 9, 10.
right? So that's just over 0.1%. God, if we can't do that, can
We
something's
can
wrong.
do
We
that.
can
Sue.
do
We
it.
are gonna
No,
do
you-
that.
Thank you.
No,
Thanks,
thank you guys. Honestly,
Yeah,
Cheers.
thanks for coming on, and like I said, thanks for everything that you are doing and have done in the past. You're both absolute legends, and we love you both to bits.
can't wait to
Thanks
talk
a lot.
again.
God, you
Yeah.
make me cry.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. That was Freedom Impact Trust. We hope you've enjoyed it. We've loved chatting once again. Please leave a comment below because it really helps the algorithm and helps get the podcast out there. And also, let us know if there's any financial questions which you want answering, and we can answer them in the pod next week. Like I said, share, like, comment, subscribe, and let
Yep.
everybody know about the podcast.
And thank you to our sponsors, FINT, the financial investment app, where you can invest from as little as £50 a month.
£50?
Yes, £50, Curtis.
Well, wow, it's an absolute bargain. And don't forget, it's through 3 different portfolios. So choose the one that you like and get investing.
Have a great day.
See you later, guys.